Hi everybody. Hi Debbie.
Hi.
So we had a new release. This is 138 and I'm here to tell you all about this. So let's start with this presentation. But before we actually jump straight to the new stuff, we have this tip of the day. And this time it's please update your Playwright test and keep it updated.
It's really important.
Yes, it's really important and there are many reasons for that. Such
Yeah.
as
New features like we're releasing all the time, right? So if you're not going to update, you're going to miss out on all the cool stuff that we're delivering.
new features, yes, and then bug fixes.
Yes. And then
Yes.
also like the browsers, right? So every time we update Playwright, you're getting the updated browser, like Chrome updates every month as well. So if you're not updating Playwright, you're testing on old versions of the browsers.
Yes, and this is arguably is the most important part. You want to stay evergreen with the latest and greatest browsers to make sure that your website works and people can use it safely. Okay, now to the new stuff. So we have quite a bit of agenda here, and the first is
UI mode!
UI mode update. Yes. So
all we do is work on UI mode.
these days is our focus. And this theater curtain means I have a demo for you. So let me share my screen and bring you right to my terminal. So here I am. This is a really small project that has a bunch of tests, actually just one spec file. And first thing first, Debbie. So I have this.
You haven't updated Playwright.
Yes, it's an old Playwright. So how do I update a Playwright?
This is a great question. So we do have a section in the docs in the installation, just like scroll down to updating Playwright if you ever forget, because it's normal to forget these things. But basically,
let me do it real quick with you. So where do I go?
Go to installation.
Uh-huh.
And you can, on the right-hand side, you can see updating Playwright. Yeah.
I see.
And then here's your command. You can literally copy that in npm install -d playwright test at latest. And you can always check your version by running npx playwright -- version to make sure you are on the right version or the latest version.
Let's do this. So first I do lpx playwright -- version.
And this should show you're on 1.37.
Nice.
And we've released 1.38, right?
Yes. So I can do npm install -d at playwright /test at latest.
Yeah.
And this should give me the latest 138.
Right? Exactly.
So let me do npx playwright -version. Okay.
Cool.
Perfect. And I'll double check in my package JSON. Nice. Yep. Okay, so now I can jump right into the UI mode.
Yes.
--UI. Okay, here I am. So Debbie, what do I do?
Well, you could start by running your tests.
Yeah, I have a test. It's a big test. Let's run it. Okay.
Now look at this. This is cool.
Things don't work.
Yeah.
Oh, but look, I have this errors 1.
Yeah, so what's going on here is you've just installed the next version of Playwright, but obviously the browsers have changed, right?
Yes.
So we don't automatically ship the new browser with Playwright, so you've got to install it.
Yeah.
Now, don't do anything. I know you love the terminal.
Okay.
Because you can copy that command and you can put it in the terminal. That's totally fine. But in UI mode, look at the balloon up the top. See that little balloon? It's like a little balloon icon.
This one, right?
Yeah. Yes. Click on that.
Okay, let me click.
And look at this, install black browsers. Playwright did not find install browser. Would you like to run Playwright install? And you just click the button and bang.
Nice. Okay, can I click it?
Yeah, click it, install.
Okay.
And it's going to install it all.
Okay, so it basically runs npx playwright install for me.
Yes.
Okay, this is very handy, so I don't have to switch to my terminal to do this.
Yep.
And
you stay in UI mode.
I'm staying in UI mode, yes. And it auto detects. Basically, I think when I opened UI mode, it already showed me this balloon icon.
Because it knew you had
assume
updated.
It will disappear once the download completes.
Yeah.
Yes, it did disappear. Nice. So now I should be able to
Error
run my
is
test.
still there. Yeah, the error is still there because you need to rerun the test. Yes.
Let me run it. Yeah. Oh, okay, nice.
Now you have
Nice.
no errors. You're too good.
I'm very good. Okay, so here I am. I have lots of steps. So show me around. What's new?
So a couple of things. The locator has changed, the locator picker. So before it was at the top beside the action, it's now down here. It's that little archery. And that works as expected. You can hover over, click on anything to get it. And now the locator playground is a little bit bigger. So you've got more space down there to actually type in and play around with the locator. So it's a little bit of a nicer experience.
Nice. Sweet. Okay. I like it.
Cool. Then the next one, source and call, they haven't really changed much. That's the same. The log is also the same.
Okay.
The errors, right? We've seen the little error there that came, because you hadn't got the browsers. But
yep.
Can you just make some errors in your test? You're too good at writing tests.
So easy. So yeah, I have this icon. No, a few people know about this. Yeah.
First click on watch mode, right? We're going to use watch mode.
This icon. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. So this means that whenever I change my test in my editor, it will auto rerun here.
Exactly.
So now I can jump to my VS Code.
Yep.
And I wrote this test, so I can easily break it. And I'll just make this. And now as I saved, it started running it here.
Nice.
Because of the watch mode. Now it will take some time for it to fail though, right? Every assertion, I have a bunch of soft assertions here.
Yes, exactly. Because you have soft assertions, the test is not going to time out. It's going to keep going until it finishes, and it's going to log all those errors. So normally if you're not using soft assertions, it will stop on that first error, will time out, and you'll only have one error. Then you go back and fix it, then you have another error, then you go back and fix it. So using soft assertions is a nice way when you are trying to debug a long test.
Nice, yes. And if I have this step selected, I can jump to source. It will highlight the step and actually linkify the error for me.
Yes. Now, speaking of selecting, if you click on one of those soft assertions, now do you see your timeline at the top? Do you see what's happening there? So it's highlighting what part in your test that error is linked to, and you can highlight all of them. So let's select all those errors.
How do I select all of them?
So double click that.
Okay.
And then you have this timeline, you can just scroll it across to the next one.
Well, so
and now look, in your actions, now you got the second soft assertion, the third soft assertion.
I see. So now I can actually select time frames on this time scale, and it shows me all the actions that go inside the time scale.
Yeah, and you can play around with it more, and it's a really nice way to kind of limit down the test to what you want to focus on.
Yep, that's very nice.
And do you see one thing as you're doing that and you're moving? Can you see what's happening at the bottom in the console and the network tab?
Console and network counters change.
They get updated with the timeline.
So these two panels. Okay, let's go to the console.
Yes.
So right now I can go ahead and change this time frame, and as I move my right hand side of this time frame, it populates the console. It's basically back in time. I can go back in time or forward in time.
You can see the different icons there. So the file icon is running first. That's coming from your test. You've obviously wrote a console log in your test.
Oh, yes.
And you're using colors. That's kind of nice. So you added that colors thing to make it cool.
Let me actually double. Yes. So this is my console log. It has colors blue for the first. I have a long test, so I have this stage.
The other icon is coming from the browser. So we've seen that's the React Dev Tools. That's coming from the browser. So you can kind of differentiate where your console logs are coming from, which is really cool.
That's very nice. So this is from the Node.js, and this one is from the browser.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay. Is there anything else new?
Oh, the network tab, yeah. So you saw that got updated with the timeline as you were scrolling across.
Yes.
So
yep.
Here you're kind of limiting the network tab to only a specific, because normally the network tab you get everything, and now you're limiting it to these ones. So now we've got those 18 network requests.
Okay, can I see only the network requests from my navigation? So I have a bunch of page go to calls. How do I just see the network from the page go to?
Yeah, just click on page.goto.
Double click, you mean? Oh, yes, double click.
Sorry, yeah, double click.
Oh, yes, and it selects this time frame or the time range, and all the network requests from this time frame are shown here. Nice. So then I can go and expand it. Yeah, I see. That's very nice. And then there is this show all, and this basically go back to the full time scale.
Yes. And then also in the network tab, you can sort by status, method, request, duration, size, etc.
I can just, this just sorting includes. That's pretty nice. Yeah. And I can click, and then I have this extra panel. I have response, request, and body. So there are tabs. And there is this back arrow.
Exactly.
Nice.
And then there is one more change that if you have a really, really, really big screen, you can click on that like button at the, that one. And it's going to just pop that drawer to the right instead of having it at the bottom.
Let me click it. Yep. I see. Yeah.
So you need a big screen to make that work.
Yeah.
Really, but
yes.
it just suits everybody's, which do you prefer? You have the choice.
Yeah, I know there are some people who have really wide screens.
I want one of them.
I would like one as well. But so far I prefer the dock to bottom mode.
Yeah.
Okay, this is awesome. Is this only for the UI mode? I think this should be part of the tracing, right?
Yeah, this is also going to work if you're using VS Code and you click on Show Trace when you're running the test, or if you're running the trace viewer either locally or on CI. And obviously, here you've got trace.playwright.dev, so you can just drop a trace in there and you'll see the same. So that will work in Python, Java, and .NET as well.
I see. Yeah, I can click, I can select time frame. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, this is very exciting. Nice update.
Super cool. Make sure you update.
Nice yep. Let me switch back to my presentation. Okay, recap. Lots of stuff has changed in the UI mode. We have this fancy zoom into time range where you can select this time interval. Network panel is redesigned. We have dock to write if you have a wide screen. We have a browser installation prompt. We have new error stub. Debbie, what's your favorite?
I was going to say browser installation prompt, but then I'm like, actually, no. I just love the timeline thing and just like moving it back and forward, just for no reason, just to play around.
The timeline is very slick, I agree. Mine is browser installation prompt, because I usually update Playwright and I always forget to run npx Playwright install, so this is really handy for me.
Yes, and all this is available on Trace Viewer except the browser installation prompt, because obviously,
Yes, fair enough. Moving on. Form filling update. Now, okay, Debbie, so before we talk about the updated part, let's start with the recap. Quiz for you. I have this form. It's really simple. It has username and password. And let's say I have a locator that points to this username field.
Okay.
How do you put a value there using Playwright?
Easy, locator.fill.
Okay, you are good. But actually there is one more method, which is called locator.type. So do you know the difference between the two?
I mean, they sound the same, right? You're filling in a form, you're typing in the field.
Yes, so exactly. That's what actually our clients think, and they usually confuse one for another. But actually there is a huge difference between the two. And the first one, the locator.fill, is very fast. It's like as if you paste the value in the input. It also clears the input beforehand, so it's very reliable and just perfect method for form filling. The other one, on the other hand, the locator.type, is less fast, and it doesn't clear input element. And it's actually as if you type like the value letter by letter, character by character in the input field. So if you ask me like which one you should use, you should always use locator.fill.
Okay.
So we know the confusion.
Yeah.
So that's why there is a change in Playwright 138.
Okay.
So in Playwright 138, the locator.type got deprecated.
Okay.
And now there is another method called locator.press sequentially.
Which sounds like press sequentially.
It's a very long name, specifically for something that's not so fast as locator.fill. Whenever you type this, you say to yourself, like, this cannot be that complicated of a method name to something so useful as filling an input. So you probably go ahead and reach out to the documentation, or maybe you read the documentation, the suggest box, and you see, well, maybe I should use locator.fill. And we try to point everybody to locator.fill across our documentation now.
So if I have a locator.type, it's deprecated, but it's not going to break. It's not deleted.
It's not going to break. Cool. In your VS Code, you will have a squiggly line underneath. And first thing you should do, you go and change it to locator.fill.
So the test will be faster.
Yeah, the test will be faster and more reliable. If this doesn't work, you reach out to your front-end developer, or you just rename to press sequentially.
Cool.
And then the upcoming generation, whoever maintains this test, they will read it and see that something is slow happening here.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Okay, moving on. We have last chapter, Miscellaneous. Very quick update here. Just 2 new APIs. The first one is browser context.web error. It's a new event that you can subscribe to on the context. And this event just fires all the page errors that happen in any page of the browser context. Just one single place you subscribe to listen to any web error. The other one is the reporter API got an update. Now in the reporter on-end event, we report some statistics, such as start time and duration of the total test run.
Cool.
Handy. And this is it. So recap.
UI mode. Again, we've made it better with the network panel redesign, errors tab, and dock to the right if you've got a widescreen.
Yes. Form filling update. The summary would be always use locator.fill. And if locator.fill for some reason doesn't work for you, you can use locator.press sequentially. Press sequentially. Yes, you should pronounce it slowly. Yes.
I don't even know how to spell that.
It's hard to spell, so you rely on auto-suggest and documentation. Huge price. And the last but not least, Miscellaneous. We have 2 new APIs, which is a new event on browser context and an enhanced custom reporter API.
Cool. And don't forget.
And don't forget to use latest version of Playwright test and install it using this handy command. Yes.
Cool. And then let us know about UI mode updates. Anything you like, don't like, give us feedback.
Yes, so we have this bunch of social resources. We read them all. No matter when you reach us, we read all the comments on YouTube. So please leave us your comments. Subscribe to our Discord. It's very active community. The MBA handles everything very nicely over there. She will be very happy if you ask questions over there. And thanks for watching.
And subscribe to YouTube.
Subscribe to YouTube, yes. Give us a like. Bye.